It's me again. Today's date is June 5th, 2024. It is Wednesday. And in the past few days, a few things have happened. Notably, on June 3rd, 2024, NextBridge Hydrocarbons came out with the following press release. It stated that NextBridge was pleased to announce a successful resolution and settlement of the outstanding lawsuits with Datalog, LWT, doing business as Cordax Evaluation Technology. The lawsuit then goes on to describe the tool incident. As one of these previous 10Ks, it talks about that on April 30th, 2020, the company filed suit against Datalog, LWT, doing business as Cordax Evaluation Technologies, due to a tool that broke off in a well. NextBridge Hydrocarbons sued Cordax for $1.4 million in costs incurred as a result of the tool failure during drilling activities at Founders A25 number 2 well in the Oro Grande. Cordax turned around and countersued with a lien for the amount of $104,500. According to this filing, the trial was set for October 2023, and we haven't heard an update from it, but the company did come out with a PR saying that there was a settlement. This is good news for NextBridge as it gives them some income and it shows that they were in the right. And it makes me very happy. Looking further at this press release, they have a brief update. Chairman and CEO Greg McCabe stated, "We are extremely pleased with the positive outcome and settlement terms in this proceeding. We gladly move forward now and put this chapter behind us as we continue the valuable work of re-envisioning and expanding our business model and strategy. I look forward to updating the shareholders in the weeks and months to come of what a truly exciting time for our company." Interesting how weeks and months were given. That more or less is a decently short time frame in the grand scheme of things. You might be saying months, that's a long time. We've been here post-halt for well over 18 months at this point. Another couple of months might seem like a baby's challenge. Upcoming, what are we waiting for? In the short term, this is what we're waiting for. According to the company, we are due for the 2023 10K still, as that is outstanding. Enough time has also lapsed where we are late and we are due for the 2024 Q1 filing. The Q1 is the latest financials, which will be used to update probably the S1A, which is for the $40 million share offering. There's also the West Christian involvement. Would that be short term? I'm not sure. It could very well be short term. It might not be short term, but we know that the company for sure is waiting on these two. And that will coincide with the S1 because you need some of this information to further fill out the S1. What we're also waiting for is I'll refer back to a previous update with some of the sales that happened from NAPE. In the April 16th PR, it stated that with the Valentine prospect, there was an upfront payment of $47,000 with an additional payment of $620,000 when conditions are met going forward, anticipated midsummer of 2024. Midsummer for a lot of people means different things, as in Europe and the UK, midsummer is like the whole Shakespeare, the solstice, the midsummer solstice. Here in America, that's still in the early summer. Here in America, midsummer would be around July sometime because the end of summer is September, Labor Day, beginning of September. The start of summer is Memorial Day. The middle of that would be sometime in July. That's how I see American summer working. So we have that money coming in. Least we not forget the other sales that happened from NextBridge earlier. Will this be reflected in the financials? I'm not sure. We'll have to see when the Q1 financials come out, what's honestly reflected in them. I'm very curious to see. And will any of these sales more or less funnel into the potential value of the S1A offering. Do quarterly filings constitute as exciting? I'm not sure. And finally, Representative Ralph Norman came out with this tweet today. Ralph Norman stated, Congress has an obligation and duty to our constituents to provide oversight and ensure our markets are functioning fairly and efficiently. Hashtag MMTLP. Thanks to 40 of my bipartisan colleagues for joining me in the search for transparency. I look forward to the SEC's response. And here is the letter, which reads, Dear Chairman Gensler, we're writing to follow up with the previous letter signed by over 70 members of Congress, requesting that the Security Exchange Commission review events surrounding around the metamaterials Series A preferred shares, known as MMTLP. As you know, MMTLP was created. And then it talks about the halt on December 9th. Since the halt, constituent investors have contacted members of Congress with serious concerns about the spinoff transaction and the subsequent halt on trading. To date, more than 40,000 letters from concerned constituents have been sent to Congress. 40,000 is a significant amount of letters, in my opinion. We have received information indicating that the SEC is investigating events related to MMTLP. Upon completion of your investigation, we request a briefing with the results of your investigation. We have an obligation to our constituents to provide oversight and ensure our markets are functioning fairly and efficiently. Please respond by June 15th, 2024 with confirmation of your commitment to brief members of Congress and an estimated timeline of when that will happen. Sincerely, Ralph Norman and Pete Sessions, who are both on the Congressional Financial House Committee. Now, according to this letter, it points out some good things. It points out, one, that Pete Sessions and Ralph Norman and the House Committee as a whole are still onto this case. They acknowledge the amount of effort constituents have put forth to call Congress and contact Congress about MMTLP and the halt. It also tells me that it was interesting language to confirm the investigation. Ralph Norman sent a letter to the SEC, and the SEC was late to respond and gave a lackluster response some time ago. And this letter more or less makes me think, although it's just my speculation, that a subpoena hasn't happened yet due to the language used in this letter. But the letter does acknowledge that the pressure is there on Congress to keep monitoring the situation. June 15th, of course, is in 10 days from today. Will we have a response from the SEC to Congress? I'm not sure. The FINRA FAQ with NextBridge Hydrocarbons still hasn't been updated since February. That's interesting. Has any more conversations between FINRA and NextBridge taken place? Will any of these financial documents come out before June 15th? Fish tank update. I really like this lush Ludwigia growing in. Anthracite's doing very well. As you can see, I gotta take some of this algae out. This algae is every day here. I still haven't put the shrimp in yet. I'm hoping that the shrimp will do okay because this tank runs a bit hotter than the other tank. The other tank goes anywhere from 72 to 78 degrees. This tank is anywhere from 78 to 82 degrees because of the betta fish. I think the shrimp prefer something in the lower to mid 70s where the betta fish needs a bit higher temperature. But I'll put a few shrimps in to see how they do. But Anthracite's doing very well. He was here earlier when I was filming, but it looks like he went hiding. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I will see you soon. Goodbye.